Sorry I'm late. There's a lot going on today. What up, what up, what up? How's everybody doing? So I am almost back to my house. I had to run and do something. But I wanted to come on. I'm going to skip outreach tonight. My team's going out. They're not feeling the best, so I'm going to let them go out tonight. Love on some people. What's up, Seeger's mom? I haven't been feeling that great since I came back from Cincinnati, so to take the day off. Well, I still got to go to work in a little bit, but I'm going to take the day off on outreach. But there has been all kinds of things happening in the lawyer's room. It was funny. Last night I was kind of going back and forth with someone about court documents and what you need in court and what they're going to do and how things are going to get serious. Yeah, it has been a long week. I'm just trying. So I'm going to go back, chill a little bit before I go on to work. So I thought I'd come on and talk to you guys for a little bit. We're going to listen to some things as soon as I get home. But honey, Diddy had court today. Basically, it was just all court was. It was really quick too. It was basically just the feds and them saying, "Hey, we'll have all. We're moving right along on our case. Things are being prepared. They have a deadline of December 31st, I think it is, to turn in some evidence and shit like that over to the defense." A lot of people speculate that that's when the super seed indictment or whatever the hell it's called is going to be coming. Which, if you don't know what that is, basically there's with the charges that he has, like RICO and different things like that. We're expecting that there's going to be more victims. We're expecting that there's going to be other people that are being named, and one of the people that are already being named is Mr. Judge. It's not a good day for him. It's not a good day for him. Looks like him and his lawyers have been caught up in all kinds of fucking shenanigans. So, if you paid attention to anything this week, I think it was Friday, the 13-year-old victim, she was 13 at the time, she went on, I think it was, I want to say NBC, and did a news conference, or did an interview, whatever, not a conference. Well, that said, everybody is shandals. Excuse me. Everybody was going bonkers because there's a lot of things that she's saying calculates up with 1 year but doesn't calculate up with another year. And in her court documents, there's 1 year that's being talked about. But when she talks about things, she talks about them in a sense as she just has her dates wrong, which that happens a lot. That happens a lot dealing with victims. They will get dates, sometimes places, you know what I mean, wrong, especially dates. So I personally, as an advocate, would never want a victim to sit down with a news station and do an interview, because it's just not healthy. Especially if they don't, that she was by herself. She didn't have any lawyer with her. She didn't have anybody with her. Um, and so the internet's been in shebangles, right? A lot of people have been like, why isn't Buzzy saying anything? Buzzy is her lawyer. He is also the lawyer that has a lot of the civil cases going on. Now, as we all know, anybody that knows anything about cases and courts, civil cases are different than criminal cases. The evidence and shit that you have to prove and different things like that it's not at as a higher scale as it is in a criminal courtroom. Some people don't understand that. And I just want to say that for a disclaimer, right? Uh, anyway, Jay-Z and them apparently went and did, so counteracting her news story that she did, which when I get to the house, we'll go over just a little bit. Um, I thought I was going to be home by now, so y'all are riding with me to the crib. Anyway, so Jay-Z and them watch it. They're like, this doesn't make any sense. This is, this victim's lying. Da 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 da. Her lawyer should have baited her. Her lawyer should have done this. They should have, whatever. Well, Buzzy didn't really say anything. Supposedly he was on vacation, and he didn't respond to any of it. Jay-Z's lawyers did a huge conference, which we'll go over that as well. And he tries to break things down and whatever. But in this conference, one thing that he says is that him and Diddy were not friends. They were business associates, but they were not friends. His lawyer tried to sell this big selling point on, it's just like anybody else, like they're business association, I have business association, that's it. Well, then today happened. Oh, the clapback is real. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Alright, so where do we fucking start? I have so many videos to go over as soon as I get to my house, but I'm just giving you guys a gist of what we're going to be listening to. Hopefully you guys can hear me and all that good stuff. So today I get up and I do what I normally do. I go and check the YouTube feeds, the court feeds, all the good shit, to see what's going on. And lo and behold, Buzzies has responded. Can anybody hear me? I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Anybody? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you, Sears Mom. So anyway, so I get up today and Buzzies, he boy, oh boy. Oh, wait, before I tell you all this. Also, in the last couple weeks, there has been some quote unquote goons, okay? And they have went to other YouTube creators, TikTok creators, all this other shit. They went up to their door. There's videos out of all of this. They've came to their doors and said, hey, are you talking about the P. Diddy case? Are you talking about the Jay-Z stuff? And if so, is somebody paying you to talk about it? And if they are paying you to talk about it, can we pay you to reverse the content? Basically, talk to him in a better light. So the YouTube streets, TikTok, everywhere, the internet has been blown up with all this because they went to a couple people's house, a couple people videotaped them. Well, so all that has been going on, right? This case is gonna be fucking wild, dude. It's gonna be a movie made over it, I'm telling you. Um, so all that's going on. You got the victim that spoke up. You got the goons that are out there intimidating people. You got the goons. They're also going to some of Bugsby's, allegedly, they're going to some of his clients and asking them were they happy with with Busby's services and could they see their court documents and all this other weird shit, right? Also going and offering people money to, to talk about talk about opposite content. So today, Buzzy, he hasn't really said a whole lot. There's a couple times that he'll clap back on Instagram, you know what I mean? And he'll say something in return of what's going on. But since all of this has been going on, he was quiet. A lot of people are like, where the fuck is Tony at? That's his first name. And that's pretty much the victim's lawyer. He's not responding. Why isn't he responding? All these people started doubting. They were like, oh my God, we think Jay-Z's telling, maybe Jay-Z's telling the truth. Maybe this is just a money grab. Maybe victims, are just making shit up so they can get paid. And Tony Buzz said, no. I've been working. And just so you know, I'm slapping you with a lawsuit. I'm slapping Rock Nation with a lawsuit. I'm slapping your lawyer with a fucking lawsuit. Because the shenanigans you fuckheads have been doing the last couple of weeks is not only against the law, but it's also not it. So, in my opinion, I believe that this is going to be a very long, big battle. And right now, the lawyers are doing a pissy match on, whatever. So, in a minute, I'm literally like 5 minutes from home. We're going to go over a couple videos because y'all know how I talk. So, like, we like reacting to people, and I will definitely give them the credit. And I've already double checked, so I know what they're saying is A1. But yeah, it's a hot fucking mess. I will say this: I wish that whoever that victim is, the young lady that did the interview. Now, I seen the interview, and anybody that's ever dealt with victims, I still believe her. I'm gonna let you guys know now. I still believe her. Yes, that she has certain things, maybe time lapse wrong or whatever. Yeah, and Tessa Tells did a really good job on breaking it down on how she literally could have just had the year date wrong, because I think she said it happened in 2020, and I think in all honesty, everything that she says lines up more with 2023 VMA Awards. This all happened after the VMA Awards. So anyway, as an advocate and as a survivor of this kind of stuff, I do not recommend victims or survivors, even people especially freshly new on telling their story and shit like that. I would never suggest them to sit down with a news crew. Um, Plus, on top of that, she's on the spectrum. She's autistic a little bit, which, hey, still believe her. I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't care about what's up, Marty. I don't care about her being autistic. I don't care about her having a couple dates wrong. I don't care about that. And the reason is because I understand how the frontal brain works. I understand how trauma works. I understand how trauma brain works. So it is very, very, very usual um, for victims to not have dates right. Actually, if you sit down with a victim or you're listening to somebody's story and they have every single little detail, I'm not gonna say they lied, but I'm gonna say every fucking person I know in this world usually don't have every single little detail, because of the traumatic events, because of the flight and fly shit or whatever it's called, where you freeze and your brain freezes. Because of how trauma affects the frontal lobe of the brain. And now you could think I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and that's fine. Go look for it yourself. Go do the research that I'm telling you about, and just prove me wrong, right? You're not going to be able to. You may not like the words and how I say it, but I can promise you I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So anyway, back to this shit. All right, we're here now. We're gonna get into these videos. Then I don't know if I'm just exhausted. I'm doing too much. The only time that's why I'm skipping outreach tonight. But unfortunately, I can't skip work, so work I go. All right, let's get in here. Hey, Bobby. My kitty, he's going to get his little tutu snipped tomorrow. Well, in the morning. Did you go to doctors in the morning, big boy? Oh, say hello, everybody. And say hi. Say hi. I was gonna say hi. Say hi, everybody. See, I go to the doctors in the morning. I go get my balls cut, and I don't even know it yet. I'm gonna be so mad at my mommy tomorrow. Excuse me. Well, what are you doing in my spot, lady? Hello. Say hi. What are you doing in my spot? Say, I like to lay in mommy's spot because she has a heating pad, and I like, yes, you do, don't you? I love you. All right, sorry, y'all. Y'all got to see my cat for a second. My kitty. All right, let me find my other phone so we can get into these videos. Oh my goodness. What we are talking about is the Jay-Z case. Sorry, y'all. Let's go. Shut up, Diddy. Pity, pitiful pity. Yeah, this shit. I swear to God, as soon as I get caught up on everything, as more shit comes out. Okay, let's see. So, Pity had a court hearing today. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so Pity had a court case today, and just so you all know, the only thing in the court case was about them saying, "Hey, we've got enough court documents and everything. We'll have everything turned over by December 31st." I guess that's the date that they have to turn over everything, and that is also the date that a lot of people expect um the other indictment to drop down. So, because I'm expecting another indictment to drop, but we'll see. All right, so we're gonna go over this video first. This is the surprise witness. She does a lot of really good work. Another reason why I like her, and you guys will always hear me say, I can tell you guys assumptions and all that kind of shit. We can talk about the rumors and all that kind of shit. But only thing that matters is what's in black and white and in document courts. That's it. Because that is what's going to be proven in court. That is what's going to win a case. That's the only thing that matters. So we can know that, hey, Jay-Z slept with Foxy Brown when she was 14. He tried to get with Aaliyah. He, like P. Diddy did this. We can do all those things, but if it's not in a court document, we cannot entertain it. We can talk about it. We can be like, yeah, I know what you did, motherfucker. But it's got to be in the court documents because this is civil suits and this is federal cases. So the first video that we're going to listen to, and it just talks about the breaking lawsuit. It gives a short sense of what it is, and then we're going to listen to her break it down on the paperwork because I do believe y'all need to hear this shit. Actually, let's just go to that. All right. Actually, we're not even going to do the little short. We're going to listen to this one. It goes into the court case, and these are court documents. And I will also put this video on my community page so you guys can go like, subscribe, and all that good shit.
Seeing me a lot today. This is my third video today, and I already have another live scheduled for an hour and a half from now. But there's just so much going on. I feel that if I don't just cover it as it happens, it's gonna get covered. And indeed, and in fact, there has been some
I'm
stuff
just
that
gonna fast forward through some of her stuff.
into it. So, all right. One of the videos I made this morning, one of the I think two I already made, so this is the third one. It had to do with Busby suing. Now, we learned in that article that I was reading in the video, sorry, not the article, we learned in Busby's Instagram post that the lawsuit wasn't actually listing Busby as the plaintiff. He was representing the plaintiff. The plaintiff was Busby was bringing this action on behalf of the plaintiff, and the plaintiff's name is somebody Garcia. I'll show you all the lawsuit in a second. I finally did get it. And shout out to the person who was like, maybe it's in state court, because I didn't even think about the fact it could be in state court. I mean, I kind of did, but then I just like dismissed it as like, obviously Rock Nation's not a Texas entity, but I mean, maybe it is.
So we have state, we have federal, and we have civil cases going on. And when and if we get these court documents, because we try to get the ones that are free. Some of the ones, I think Mama pays for. I'm not for sure. But I know these ones people have to pay for, so I'm not for sure if we'll get these ones. But if we do get these ones, I will be posting these court documents in the members only. There are, and I will be uploading one. I have to upload one court paper I got the other day, and it was just, I think it's talking about the laptop and all that shit with Pitiful Pity.
Is. I really don't know.
But members only has court documents. Just saying.
But then, because we already have this Diddy live already scheduled, I'm like, I'm not really trying to overdo it. I already made 2 videos, but then I started reading these documents. Oh my God. I had to go live. I didn't even make it to page 3. I was like, let me just go live because this is just crazy. This is too much. Let me pull it up. Okay. So this is a public court document that you can access it for free. So I did access this for free. However, if you want to get it as a PDF on your own computer, it does cost money. So I ended up having to pay like 30
as you can
something dollars for these documents.
What's up, Sarah? Let me flip my camera on. Shout out to Sarah. She's going out and still doing outreach tonight because I don't feel good. I am going to be chilling at home. This is why you have a team of people to do things so things can still get done. All right, so as you can see,
but that's fine. Whatever.
These are court documents that we're going to be listening to.
Because they can take stuff offline.
And these were filed today. So, again, remember, only thing that matters is the court documents. As someone kept screaming at me last night, it's what you can prove, Summer. It's what you can prove. Okay, it is what you can prove. Now let's go.
Whatever. Anyway, let me just get to this. Okay, so here's the complaint. Okay. Now, I apologize in advance ahead of time. This PDF document, unfortunately, isn't allowing me to select the text to highlight with or whatever. So sorry. I mean, it does. I know it's easier to follow along when I can do that, but it's just not letting me. I don't know if it's like the way it was scanned in or what. Okay, so it says plaintiffs, and this is again, Busby filed this lawsuit on behalf of, I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, Gerardo Garcia, and then versus Mary Brian Croft, who is a lawyer for Rock Nation, according to Busby. The other defendants are Rock Nation, LLC.
Now, remember, I told you guys there's going to be some lawyers and stuff that's getting sued and all this stuff too, right? Just pay attention.
And MJ Legal is the name of one of the companies, MJ Legal PA. We also have Jessica Santiago, which sounds so familiar. Somebody Santiago. Why does that sound familiar? Put it in the chat. Why does Jessica Santiago sound familiar? Has her name come up before? Anyway, who else are the other defendants? Quinn Emanuel. And Quinn Emanuel is a law firm, and they are representing everybody. They represented Mr. Beast, Quinn Emanuel did, in the third-party investigation against looking into his own self, and then they found him, cleared him of all wrongdoing or whatever. And then Quinn Emanuel is also, that's where Alex Spiro works. They got Alec Baldwin off in the Rust trial, but Alex Spiro is also representing Jay-Z in his many lawsuits, which are now opposed, the many now that exist that are opposed to Busby. Alex Spiro is representing Elon Musk in an action against either the SEC or the Securities Exchange.
I'm fast forwarding this
Alex Spiro is representing Eric Adams in his criminal indictment, who's the mayor of New York. Alex, I don't know, did they reproduce him or something?
So these lawyers are representing a lot of people, basically.
I'm like, how is he getting all this work done? And he's so hot under the collar. I mean, maybe that's why he didn't have time to fact check whether or not Diddy and Jay-Z were friends. I do not know.
So Jay-Z's lawyer is a powerhouse lawyer. He represents a lot of people. He's gotten a lot of people, settlements and off and all this other shit. I don't know if he's gonna have that same luck, because he's the same lawyer that said that he did Pitiful Pity and Jay-Z were never. They're not friends. They're just business associates. They don't. Yeah, get out of here, dude.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for the $2.99 super chat, and thank you to KP. Which one you have to pay for this doc? Thank you for that $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Love you, mean it. Okay, so let's read further on these documents. Okay. And so what is this lawsuit for? It's for something I never heard of before today. Barratry. Barratry? What is barratry?
Hey class, we get to learn a new word today.
We're going to be seeing articles to and fro. It's going to be 15 pages of articles this time next week about what is barratry. I feel like plaintiff's original petition for barratry and conspiracy to commit barratry. What is that? I hope they're going to tell us. Plaintiff, that is Mr. Garcia, files this original petition against the defendants. That's Mary and MJ Legal and Jessica Santiago, Rock Nation, Quinn Emanuel, seeking damages, and respectfully shows this honorable court the following. Defendants have conspired, this is Busby writing this, to obstruct justice by engaging shadowy operatives to illegally seek out more than 24 current and former clients of the Busby law firm to convince those clients to bring frivolous cases against the Busby firm. Okay, so we had a footnote here, in footnote 1. It says Exhibit 1 is a transcript between Jessica Santiago and Gerardo Garcia. That's the plaintiff. Quote, exactly.
Now, in the beginning, when we were riding here, what did I tell you guys? That there's a bunch of different little lawsuits. This is one of the lawsuits that has been dropped today. And this is, well, I'll let her tell you.
We have like 70 people that are in this class action, and there will be more. You're on the list, but we have other people too. Today I'm visiting with you and with 3 more people who will sign up to be in the lawsuit. Okay, so this is supposedly what Jessica Santiago said. There's a Busby writing this, there's a footnote. Reason I'm reading down here on the number 1 right here, Exhibit 1, is the footnote appeared right here. In the sentence in the lawsuit, it says they conspired to obstruct justice by engaging shadowy operatives to illegally seek out more than 24 current and former clients to convince those clients. Now, something y'all should know. Seeking out a client as a lawyer, I'm not licensed to practice law anymore. I voluntarily resigned. I gave my license. If I wanted to practice law again, I would have to retake the bar exam and pass it again. But I remember it was a very strict rule, okay, when I was taking the licensing test, like the MPRE. You have to know and you have to be aware as a lawyer, you cannot solicit clients. The only way you can solicit a client is if you are going to take them on completely pro bono. You can solicit a pro bono client. Like you can go up to, because it's supposedly in the end.
So basically, and while she's talking all the legal stuff, basically, these lawyers went after some of Buzz's ex-clients and was harassing them and doing different things. And this is just one of it. This is the lawyer's part, so this is why the lawyers are getting sued. And she also will go into talking about the investigators as well. You can't play like this. You're not supposed to.
Of the public. Like, let's say there's like somebody that's a lawyer and they want to represent somebody that's without funds. They can do that. They can say, all right, I'll take you on. I'll represent you. They can even seek them out. But from what I understand, you cannot seek out a client and then get paid for the client. That's my understanding. Okay. So in this lawsuit here, page 1, Busby is saying that these defendants, that's Rock Nation and Quinn Emanuel, Alex Spiro's law firm, and this other law firm, MJ Legal or whatever that is, all of these people are conspiring. They're engaging shadowy operatives to illegally seek out more than 24, that's 24, current and former clients of the Busby law firm to convince them to bring frivolous cases against the firm. Defendant Rock Nation is financing this effort. That's what they're alleging. Busby is saying Rock Nation.
Ooh, so is that why? No, I didn't. That's an old picture, Jonathan, on Facebook. My hair's still the same. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I know what I was saying. So, remember I told you earlier, Rock Nation is also being sued. So, lawyers, Rock Nation.
Financing these lawsuits and this illegal effort.
Oh, I know, Shelly. I've been watching her too. I'm surprised you ain't seen me in the comments. Her comments go so damn fast. I've been watching.
According to Bud.
Honey, 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 honey. I changed, Marty. I changed. My Facebook is public. Summer Dickerson. Anybody's more than welcome to join my Facebook. I don't care. Um. Anyway, I put. They sent me some little AI picture or whatever of like my back, a picture, an old picture of me, but with the background different, and I just put it in my story. So that's what he's asking. Jonathan always asks us irrelevant questions, but we love him. He keeps the conversation going sometimes.
Attorneys Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel are orchestrating the effort. Okay, so who's paying for it? Rock Nation, according to Bud.
You know what I think's really funny about all this is all weekend, Jay-Z and his lawyers. When I tell you, honey, Jay-Z is so fucking just lame, dude. He's so lame. His daughter had a huge. I'm afraid to comment. Nah, Shelly, it's yeah. Oh, wait till I tell you about the other. Oh God, I got so much to catch you guys up on because the Misha girl. Oh, let me tell you. But let's get through this first. Actually, I'll go ahead and say. So Misha also, I'm on her. I'm on her YouTube, and she's talking and she's getting ready for church or whatever, and she's just whatever. And I told her like we were chatting. I was like I'm a survivor too, and I do the work and blah blah blah. We're going back and forth, and like most people that be on bullshit, don't like when somebody comes and tells you the truth. And I just told her, I said, listen, baby girl, I know stuff happened to you. I can tell things happened to you. I said, but you can't take other people's stories and use them. Use them. I believe things happened to her. I even believe things happened to her from some of the people in this case. But obviously, we know that she was not the young lady, which we knew that from the beginning, sitting on P. Diddy's lap with the, DC shirt or whatever. Because if you would have actually looked at the case files like we have seen um, we have seen that when the young lady, the Jane Doe, was standing up, she was pointing at something and where she was at in the lobby. And for me, I could very clearly tell that that was a white girl with a very good tan, but that was a white girl. Um, and so when Misha came out with the story of that was her and blah 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 blah, and as a survivor and as somebody that has had pieces of her story used by other people, it's kind of infuriating when that shit happens. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty infuriating. So, but at the same time, I didn't want to, what I'm saying, just be like, hey, you need like everybody else is down her throat. But I'm very big on, I love you with truth, whether you like it or not. Because sometimes people need to hear shit. Sometimes I need to hear shit. You know what I mean? Like, and so, yeah, she blocked me. So it's all good. I ain't even worried about it. Baby girl, I told her, I said, I hope you get the help that you need. And I hope she gets a support system around her because I believe wholeheartedly that young lady is being used. She is being exploited. She is being re traumatized. Um, it's pretty sad, actually. But you know what I'm saying? You got to tell your truth. You can't tell somebody else's truth and you can't add a bunch of bullshit in there because there's no reason. Dude, this shit's so horrific. Like, my story is so horrific. I don't need to add a bunch of silly shit to it because me trying to tell you my story fucks me up anyway. You know what I mean? Actually, you can go on my YouTube page right here where you're at, and there you look through my videos, and there's a like 2 hour video, and I show my documentary. I tell what's happened in the last couple months, years, and what I've survived. Um, and I don't know. You just shit's fucked up. You don't have to whatever. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Remember when you said why I heard the strong southern? Oh, I don't know what I'm saying, Jonathan. We're gonna get back in this court video, but I just wanted to share that with you all because, yeah, Misha, baby girl, if you come across my stream, I really hope you get the help you need, and I hope you get good people around you, because that's what matters. I mean, yeah, some of y'all see me showing my ass and whatever, talking shit, but when it comes down to it, I have an amazing support team. I have an amazing group of people that lift me up and have my back and hold me accountable when I need to slow the fuck down. So that's the only way you can move forward healthy. You can't live in your own trap. You know what I mean? Like I was angry and I was pissed off. Now, there are things that people say to me and you going to get all of the bad of me. You know what I mean? But um yeah, it's a progress, man. It's a fucking progress.
And who's orchestrating it? These two right here, Quinn Emanuel.
All right, I'm gonna rewind just a little
Croft,
bit
according to Busby,
because I was talking and I want to remind what we're in.
Operatives to illegally
Peer pressure.
Who doesn't? That's 24.
I'm not feeling good, so I'm skipping outreach tonight. But Sarah and the rest of the team is out, and they're gonna be serving tonight. I'm not feeling the greatest.
Current and former clients of the Busby law firm to convince them to bring frivolous cases against the firm. Defendant Rock Nation is financing this effort. That's what they're alleging. Busby is saying Rock Nation is financing these lawsuits.
And that's why Rock Nation's getting sued,
illegal
bitch.
Effort, according to Busby. Its attorneys, Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel, are orchestrating the effort. Okay, so who's paying for it? Rock Nation, according to Busby. And who's orchestrating it? These two right here, Quinn Emanuel and Marcy Croft, according to Busby. In some cases, defendants, agents, pretend to work for the state of Texas.
Oh, this is where it gets good, y'all. This is where it gets good.
And have flashed fake badges. Oh my God.
Now listen, you guys, I'm not joking. I tell y'all hear shit from me? That's fine. Go do the research yourself. If you go look on TikTok or even YouTube it, there are videos out the gazoo of these investigators, with my air quotes, that are going to TikTok people, going to YouTubers, going to ex-clients of Bugsby's, which is the lawyer that has all the civil cases, or not all of them, but a lot of them. And they have been going to them and saying, hey, you're a creator, you're talking about Pitty and Jay-Z. Is someone paying you to do this? If so, can we pay you? Well, these are the goons. This is them, and they so stupid. They're all over the internet. Like, it's ridiculous.
Gosh.
Sloppy.
Busby is making some very serious claims.
I believe them.
In some cases, defendants, agents, so the goons, pretend to work for the state of Texas and have flashed fake badges. Okay, so we have a footnote 2. Let's scroll down and see what it says down here, footnote 2. Exhibit 1, see, okay, so they're pointing again to Exhibit 1, which I also do have and which we can look at. Transcript between Jessica Santiago and Mr. Garcia, who's the plaintiff. We quote, we are from the state. We are from the state. That does seem pretty unequivocal. Now, I do just want to point out the evidence that we have is a transcript. It's typed.
So, Sarah, I'll have to send you her stuff. Jaguar Wright is one of the longest. She used to be, I want to say, a backup dancer for Jay-Z. She used to be in the industry. Not backup dancer, backup singer. She's an artist that was out a lot way back, way back when, and Jay-Z and them ruined her career. And she has been speaking up on them for a very long time. And she has talked about different things that happened to her in the industry. The thing is, dude, and like, I mean, y'all don't have to believe me or any other survivor that speaks up, whether it's politicians, whether it's the music world, Hollywood, anything with it has to do with power and control. You got, people that work the New York Stock Exchange, like all these people, right, that are in powerful positions, and have lots of money, lots of money. It's all the same. Because when you get to power and control on that level, it's not like your normal trick that's, what I'm saying, just a blue collar worker or, whatever. He goes to strip club or he's a little sugar daddy, some broad or whatever. It's it's um it's different because it gets more dark. It gets more you guys have heard me when I've talked sometimes about like dungeons and shit like that. Like it gets more satanic. It gets more. It's not about um it's not about just regular sex. You know what I mean? Like it's more uh No, we're talking about, well, Scientology is fucked up too, but yeah, all of them, all of these entities that have these power and controls. Um, it's these are people that they can go out and buy anything and everything that they want, and instead they have, but they'll buy people too, whether it's children, whether it's men, whether it's women, whether it's, whatever. And it just gets darker and it gets more. I don't know, y'all. Those of us that live through that shit's lucky. That's all I can say.
Doubt, okay? I would like to hear it for myself, I would like to have it authenticated before I know for certain. Okay, hear me. Listen what I'm saying.
And to me, I'm sorry, but if they're going to this extent, they've got goons, they got lawyers, everybody's going around doing the rat game. They, oh, here, let me give you some money, let me do this, let me do it. They're sloppy as fuck too. On top of it, they're very, very sloppy, which I'm very surprised with such a big time lawyer and all this shit. I'm very surprised that they're being this sloppy. But I love when people are sloppy because that's when dumbasses get caught. But then again, they're so full of themselves they don't think they're gonna get caught. I can tell you, pitiful P Diddy still thinks that he's probably going to be out by New Year's Eve. He's delusional. And this clown thinks, and yes, I do believe Jay-Z's guilty. I've heard from enough victims. I have seen enough things of my own to understand what the signs are. Yeah, I do. Now, whether he gets charged or not, that won't change my opinion. Listen, there's a lot of people I think is guilty of participating in human trafficking and buying and selling human beings. And some of your favorite politicians that nobody wants to listen to. Some of your favorite musicians. It's a part of it's a lifestyle. That's what people don't understand. I can't even explain it. It's a whole different world than, yeah, I don't know.
Certain. However, typing it out as a transcript is still presenting something as evidence. And it's from a firsthand account, apparently, because it's from the guy who's saying, he has the recording. I don't really know. Let's read further. Soliciting clients is a crime in the state of Texas, Busby says. Paying individuals to file false claims is unethical and criminal in the state of Texas.
So did Trump, Lonnie.
Impersonating a state official is a crime. In at least one case, Busby says, defendant's agents offered as much as $10,000 to a former client of the Busby law firm.
I mean, not for anything, but he was flying in Epstein's fucking thing while he was doing his presidential election run. So, don't forget about him. We all know Bill Clinton's a dirty motherfucker.
To sue the firm. And we have footnote 3, so let's see what it says. Footnote 3 says, Exhibit 2 is an affidavit of a person named Skylar Taylor. And Exhibit 3 is the affidavit of a person named Shannon Champagne. The defendants were aggressive. Quote, these men offered me money to sign on as a client with them. Specifically, they offered me $10,000 in exchange for signing with them as a client. This was from the affidavit of Shannon Champagne, which has been attached as Exhibit 3, which I do have, which we can read. Footnote 3 goes on to say, quote, defendant's scheme has been successful in 2 instances thus far. 2 cases have been filed to date, both utterly frivolous and patently false. Both will undoubtedly, needlessly subject the former Busby law firm clients to fees and expenses and will result in bar action against the law firms who accepted referrals of these cases from defendant Marcy Croft. Okay, so Busby's saying, sucks for those clients and former clients who sued me because they're going to have to be paying fees and expenses. Sucks for them. And I am going to go after sanctions against the lawyers who filed these cases in their law firms. And he's alleging that these cases have been filed as referrals, have been referred as clients from a woman by the name of Marcy Croft, who works at Quinn Emanuel. So it's not like Quinn Emanuel
also has connections to Rock Nation.
Suing. They're not representing these clients. But Busby is saying they might as well be because they're the ones that referred them. Let's read further. Annie's going to report him to the bar.
And I understand that some of you all want to hear like, all the grims and stuff, but this kind of stuff is important too, because this is, I mean, this lawyer pissing match that's going on right now between Jay-Z and Pitiful Pitty's lawyers and Buzzy. Like, my thing is, I think up until the day that he did that, which I think was yesterday, and y'all, my bad, because I can't remember shit. But I think it was yesterday or the day before the news conference from Jay-Z's lawyer came out, and he was sounding pretty believable. He was, yeah, I agree, Marty. I agree with that. I do agree with that. But he's not that smart, because he won the down. You know what Jay-Z's downfall is going to be? It's going to be the same thing that Pitiful Pitty's was, his ego. Because this right here, what we're listening to right now, shows because of their ego, there's already setbacks for them. Because of their gaslighting, which that's what lawyers do. Listen, I get it. But if this other lawyer, if the victim's lawyers, that's what I'm going to refer to Buzz to. If the victim's lawyer, because he's representing civilly a bunch of cases, can prove that they sent these investigators, that this person that referred these clients that she's talking about, if these people are tied to Jay-Z or Jay-Z's law firm, that could be a big setback, because you can't go and bribe. You can't go out and try to buy and converse them to come. Yeah, I get that, but I think what people, and this is no disrespect to anybody in New York, because I love New York. I think New York's an amazing city. I think there's some amazing people that come out of New York, criminally wise and regular wise, okay? But y'all sometimes fail to realize New York's not the only grimy motherfucking city, and New York ain't the only place that got grimy people. So lawyers are grimy, right? And if even the best lawyer, actually the better the lawyer is, he's gonna be a little grimy, right? And it's okay, but when you get sloppy because you allow your ego to get ahead of yourself. So I'm just saying. And I think he's gonna meet a different side of New York he's not used to. When you start fucking around with, shit like this, it's a different ballgame. So again, no disrespect, because I got much love for New York. I got tons of people up there I love. I go up there all the time and do work. I've spoken at the United Nations, all of that. But New York ain't the only place that's got crazy motherfuckers and conniving motherfuckers.
Marcy's.
And when you're from that world, you recognize what's going on. It may not matter that you recognize it, but you can look and this shit's been going on for anybody that understands, and people from New York probably understand this better than anybody. Now, I will say this. These motherfuckers been doing this shit for a long time. Yeah, that was Diddy's mistake, though. That was his downfall. See, a lot of people thought, and we've covered this. You can go back into my videos. A lot of people thought Diddy was moving back to New York because, well, he was going to cooperate with the feds, and he wanted to show them that, look, sir, I'm doing good. I'm not out here doing anything stupid. And the feds said, oh, you little tink tink, you think we don't know what you're doing? You think we don't know what you're doing? That's why the feds picked him up early. He was actually supposed to turn himself in the day after the feds picked him up. But here's also a little memo for you all. If you didn't know, if you got a Fed case, you probably should turn yourself in before they can get you, because once they pick you up, they don't have to give you bail, and that's the law. Okay, so in federal homeland security cases, if they pick you up, and they did not pick him up. I know a lot of people like to say that, well, Summer, they picked him up because he's a flight risk. No, that is not why they picked him up. He has been denied bail 3 times and was picked up early because he was harassing victims. He even did it while he was in jail. There's phone calls out. So the thing is their handlers have made a pathway for them for a very long time to be able to do whatever they want, because, well, let's face it, they got secrets on them, and they make their handlers a lot of fucking money. Because we think that Jay-Z and P. Diddy's got money. They ain't shit compared to their handlers. That's who I can promise. I mean, look what they did with Epstein. And you all realize that Epstein, Weinstein, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, and Jay-Z are all in the same ballgame, right? So, he can come back to New York. That's fine. He can go wherever he wants. If he was smart, he'd take his ass to a place where he can't be brought back because he's going down. And I do agree, it's going to be bigger. And the only reason it's going to be harder, it's not going to be because of Jay-Z. It's not going to be harder to take Jay-Z down. It's going to be harder because Jay-Z's handlers. But y'all do. Oh, here's something else. Sorry, I know we're listening to these court documents, but I just remembered this. Did y'all hear about the liquor? Remember how? Yeah, it definitely Epstein got blah blah for sure. No doubt about it. Because he was cocky. That's why he got yeeted. Because he thought he was like the big fish. He said, nah, I got evidence on you motherfuckers. Where y'all think P. Diddy learned to record? Y'all gotta pay attention. You gotta look at all these cases and you gotta do the shoestring effect. And you'd be like, holy fuck. I call the shoestring effect just bringing shit together, looking at each case and just bringing it together. But anyway, remember when Diddy pissed off the alcohol people? And everybody's like, damn, what did he do? What did he do? What did he do to fuck those people up? Because if you know anything about like the alcohol higher ups, Jay-Z and Pitiful Pity ain't shit compared to them motherfuckers. Their hands are a lot bigger. And see, Jay-Z and Beyonce, hey, they have kind of put themselves, especially over in Europe and stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on over there too. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that his partners with the was it Ciroc or I can't remember which one. I have to go back. Maybe I'll find the video. We'll find the video while I'm on here. But anyway, they have pretty much said that you know what? We don't care if you're guilty or not. The guy that you hung out with, your homie, we're pretty sure he's fucking guilty. So how about you and your bitch don't come back around here anymore? Slowly but surely, he's getting kicked out of those very, very, very elite crowds. His mansion. Did y'all hear about that? He's got a $22 million mansion he's going to have to move out of. Deals are closing in. Same thing. Just watch. Just watch. Don't listen to me. Watch the actions. And I'm, and like I said, maybe I wasn't in this particular thing when all my shit was going on, but I was in circles like this. And so I can understand and I can recognize the different things that are going on. Does that make sense? Diddy might get whacked too. I think he will. I don't think he's going to make it to court. I'll be surprised if Diddy makes it to court. I'll just be real. Especially since Jay-Z and his team is already throwing Diddy under the bus. And it's like, I don't know that fool. I don't know who he is. We used to just hang out. We used to go to, a couple of things together, but I don't know who he is. Motherfucker, we got where y'all are calling each other kings and brothers, and y'all done did everything together. Y'all done fought over one of the same bitches and everything. Like, come on, stop playing. Now you don't know this idiot? So, yeah, I do believe it's going to be harder to take Jay-Z down, but I do believe that there's still more indictments that are going to be come out, from what I understand. From the people I know in New York that do this work. So, I expect more charges. But when that'll happen, I don't know. I said for Jay-Z, 6 to 8 months from when Diddy got locked up. So, but might be quicker than that. All right, let's go back over these court documents.
Is despicable.
And again, anything you hear me say, all you got to do is go look for yourself. Please. Only thing would be bombshell. Only thing would be a bombshell. I believe she's wrapped up in it too, Lonnie. I do. I believe that I believe that she's in the room, allegedly. So in this particular court case that brought Jay-Z and all this, the 13-year-old, she says that allegedly P. Diddy and Jay, was raping her, and there was a celebrity female that was standing there. And a lot of people are like, well, I bet it's Beyonce. I don't think it was Beyonce. I think it was J-Lo, because that lines up more from what I looked at that lines up more theoretically than beyond, because B was just coming into the picture, even though Jay-Z was grooming her for a while. You let B tell it. She met him at, I think, 20 or something, or 19. But really, they met each other at 16 years old. Foxy Brown and Jay-Z messed around 16 years old. Oh, Superhead. Y'all know who Superhead is? Only thing, yeah, like a Monica. Well, there are cases that there is hospital reports and there's police reports. Um, I know for P Diddy, but I also think there was some other accusers in those court documents that hadn't been announced yet. Because again, y'all, we have court documents. Go look them in our, become a member. Go look them over for yourself. You don't have to listen to anything I'm saying. You could think I'm just the ignorant bitch that cusses everybody else. That's fine. I promise you, go look this stuff up. Um, but there are hospital reports, there are police reports that are made from some of the victims. Um, Honey, I'm an expert. I was in the game. I know who Superhead is. What the hell? She's even been talking. Do you understand? Y'all know she put a book out a while back. Well, now the book's being brought back up. Superhead's even talking. I'm an ex-call girl. I don't know if you know that or not, Marty. I'm an ex-trafficking survivor, but I also was a call girl as well. So I very much know the game. But yeah, Superhead, she's even been talking, baby. I'm just saying, there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. Um, yeah, so she's. I might, well, if I can get through this. Let me get through this video. Look, because there are certain things I want to. We're not gonna listen to the whole thing because there are certain some other videos I want you all to hear too. But yeah, shit. Who don't? I mean, who don't know who Superhead is?
Criminal, despite being mandated by her client and self-described benefactor, Rock Nation. Okay, so she's in a lawyer-client relationship with Rock Nation. Okay. Unfortunately, Busby says, for the defendants, their agents were not very smart.
They were sloppy.
Careful.
When we get, I'm gonna go through this in a second, and then I'm gonna cut this because I just want to hear about this one part. Because this basically is just a lawsuit saying, hey, you know what? Your lawyers is playing games, and since you want to play games and you want to mess with people that are publicly associated with your businesses, we're gonna sue Rock Nation. We're gonna sue the lawyers. We're gonna sue the associate lawyers. You keep playing with my people. You keep playing around. But I am gonna show you all because this shit looks like two old Italian mobsters that play with their grandkids and play golf now because they're not in the mob anymore. Like, these guys look like fucking clowns. I would have loved, dude. I would love if they came to my door. I would fucking live stream and I would clown them because they just look a hot mess.
Their agents,
and they're so sloppy. Like, they definitely went to people that don't know the game because, honey, and they're stupid too because you cannot do this kind of shit. You cannot go and have investigators. Yeah, lawyers can investigate stuff. They can talk to people. They can do all that. You can't offer money. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't do, there's certain things you can't do, but people do it because, well, it's, as we all know, the justice system's crooked. But if you have a lawyer that understands what these people are doing is wrong and has the balls to slap them with a lawsuit, and that's what Buzz did today. So I thought it was pretty funny. I know Jay-Z and his people is pissed.
The goons were caught on audio tape, red-handed.
Yeah, they were.
Not knowing they were being recorded, the goons admitted that defendant Marcy Croft, a licensed Texas lawyer and member of, quote, Team Rock,
yeah,
was orchestrated.
So what you all don't know is this lady that they're talking about, there's receipts of her back in 2020 saying, hey, thanks, Rock Nation, I love being a part of Team Rock, all this other stuff, right? So I guess she thinks, because most people think the internet, it just is, yeah, it's just the internet, right? I just make posts, who cares? Well, what happens sometimes is you can make posts that will later on in your life turn around and bite you in your fucking ass. Because again, a good lawyer or anybody that has a half a fucking sense understands that, okay, so they've done this. These are these people that are coming out of the woodwork. These are the people that are getting these investigators and all that. Okay, well, let's see who they are. Let me dig in them a little bit. Let me see what's going on with them a little bit. And oh, girl, back in 2020 or 2000, I got to look at my dates again because again, my dates, the numbers are really bad for me, y'all. But anyway, um, she's got a post and she's writing all over Team Rock, Team, all this stuff. So that's why she's being sued because, okay, well, you're attached to this and I can prove that you're attached to Rock Nation, which Rock Nation is Jay-Z shit, which his lawyer is representing Jay-Z and Rock Nation. So it's just a big circle jerk is what's going on, really.
Rating the effort. And in another recording, those goons described the criminal conspiracy in great detail. Going so
No, you're right, Lonnie. 13 is definitely not in any state is consensual.
far as to admit that the lawsuits would be in the press and that some former clients had already accepted money to join the effort. Then he's about to go in on Jay-Z. And this is what I was like, okay, I'm going live. This paragraph, I didn't even get past this paragraph before I was like, I'm going live. And again, y'all, we have a whole Diddy hearing coming up at 2:00 in an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 10 minutes.
Which, like I told you guys, nothing happened to court. Basically, the lawyers were like, hey, don't worry about it, judge. Everything's moving right along. Our case is the feds. Our case is going great. And we are due to turn in, because, again, they have to turn their evidence over to the court and to his team. So he has a right to see what the hell he's being accused of. And he has the right to fight fight for his freedom, I guess. And so that's also December 31st is when that is supposed to happen. And that is also, there's been a lot of speculations. I hope it comes out. I hope that it really does happen. It only makes sense instead of doing a whole nother fucking trial with other charges. So, okay, let me explain something to you guys. I know I'm all over the place. My bad, y'all. Keep up with me. Okay, so Diddy wanted a fast trial, right? Like I forget what it's called, but anyway, it's like you can take a long time. You have the right to a speedy trial. That's what it's called. So he was like, okay, I'm going to take a speedy trial. And the reason why he did the speedy trial aspect, allegedly, or assumptions, is because I think him and his people are like, okay, the feds rushed to pick me up. And a lot of people, like I said, thought they picked him up because of flight risk. But no, he was out here harassing victims. They have proofs of it. The feds have already clapped back a couple different times. This has all been in court and everything like that. We've covered all this already. You can go back and look at all that. So a lot of people believe because of the original indictment, the RICO charges, the sex trafficking, the this, right? We expect there's going to be more people named. And so I believe, and a lot of people believe, that on December 31st, another indictment will come. And instead of, it's called like a super C indictment or something like that. And basically what it is saying, okay, we've got more charges, and here we want to give you these charges because it's going to be the same defendant, it's going to be the same lawyers, it's going to be all that. So there's nothing, you know what I mean? There's no reason to do another court hearing. We can put all this stuff together. It's the same thing. They are putting their private out. Yes, I was going to get to that too. They are expecting something. Yeah, they're definitely expecting something. And they're going to have to get out of their $22 million mansions too. Shelly's actually talking about Jay-Z and the B lady. So yeah, they know, dude. And listen, they've known. Let me tell you something. You don't get hit with shit like this. Anybody that's ever been a criminal and broke the fucking law and has ever been in a big case or anything like that can tell you, especially if you got lawyers in play. And trust me, if you doing shit and you doing shady shit, you better have a lawyer on deck because you're stupid if you don't. But he knew this shit was coming on, dude. He knew it. The grand jury hearings had been going on for a long time. And regardless of the fact that Jay-Z's lawyers can try to tell people all day long, anybody that has known anything about Jay-Z and fucking Puffy, they have been friends forever. So they all knew this was coming. They knew that he was going to get hit first, and they knew that Jay-Z's being looked in, and J-Lo too. It's not no secret. So, you know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, there's been a male victim that spoke up. I think, yeah, male victim spoke up on Jay-Z, right, Shelly? Um, there's been other things. There's gonna be more shit, you guys. I promise you. And this shit's gonna get crazy. Imagine thinking 13-year-olds don't grow up. Yeah, well, I can tell you right now what happens a lot of times. I mean, my abuse started at 5 years old. So I can tell you that people forget, that kids grow up and eventually those kids are going to either want justice or whatever. You know what I mean? And a lot of these victims have not spoke up because that's what a lot of people are like, well, Summer, I just don't understand. Why are they taking so long to speak up? This shit happened 20 years ago. They were fucking kids. They were kids that didn't have the right support system around them. And this goes for all of these situations. R. Kelly situation, all these things that have child victims involved in it. And it is nothing, especially in the music industry or in Hollywood. Dude, the younger you look, the better they like it. It's sick. And these are the people that we idolize. These are the people that we're like, oh my God, honey, Russell, and he's another one. Disgusting. And what's crazy is when people try to act so shocked, and it's like, okay, wait a minute. I grew up in hip hop, and you know what I mean? Like I grew up R&B, hip hop, especially. I'm gonna be 46 in next and on the January 20th is my birthday. So I grew up in that culture. I grew up in that atmosphere. I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? Like I done been to parties with Boosie. I done party with tons of people. Um, because the sex industry and the music industry and the sex industry and the Hollywood industry and the sex industry and the politician industry, they all align. So, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't always look the way I look. I ain't always have the tattoos that I have. I ain't always have a slick ass fucking mouth that I got now. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, here, I'll show you again. This is a picture of me when I was in the industry. I had a tattoo on my boob. That's it. Completely different. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just fucked up, dude. It's fucked up because they're all like this. They're all like this. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. And it's crazy because you sit back and you look at all this shit and you're just like, wow, dude. We watched all this shit play out. Like, for real. We watched all of it play out. R. Kelly married Aaliyah. Like, and everybody thought that shit was cool. She was a kid. And then you know what's crazy? Because Damon Dash has been talking a little bit. Well, actually, he's always talked a little bit. Him and Jay-Z used to be really good friends. Like, they was tight, tight. Like, how him and Diddy were. Um, but what cost them their relationship is, so when Damon Dash started dating Aaliyah, right? And this is from his words. Um, when he started dating her, obviously he got to know, like, she trusted him. If you've seen them two together or you've seen pictures or videos from back then, they loved each other. She felt safe with him. I know that feeling. I understand that feeling because I didn't understand that feeling until I met my husband. Um, and so I know that she told him what happened. He said it, that he knows what happened. The only reason he's not speaking up on all of it is because he promised her he wouldn't. I wish he would. I really do. I wish he would come out and say it. But in all reality, we don't really have to hear it now because we know how sick R. Kelly was. And there's still people that will make excuses for all of these people, even though there's evidence out there. And that to me is fucking disgusting. And as a culture, we have to stop doing that shit. I don't give a fuck who your politician is you like, or your musician is you like, or who the fuck ever it is you like. Don't you dare talk about protecting children and in the same breath be like, well, this bitch is lying. You ain't got to comment. If you think somebody's not telling the truth, you could just be like, look, I don't really know if I'm feeling it, but I'll wait to see how everything plays out. Y'all crazy if you think these two clowns haven't got away with more than we would ever get away with. I strongly believe Diddy had stuff to do with the Tupac and Biggie thing. I believe that, I mean, a lot of people question if Ivy is B's daughter. If you know, you know. These people have been allowed to get away with kind of crazy shit all the time. But guess what? Even the devil makes you pay up. Remember that.
Okay, so he says Rock Nation and Jay-Z are synonymous. Jay-Z is founder and chairman of Rock Nation. At the same time, the illegal conduct described herein continues. The Busby law firm is pursuing claims on behalf of at least one client against Jay-Z in New York federal court. And as a result of that client's claims, Jay-Z sued the Busby law firm in Los Angeles in California State Court. Defendant Quinn Emanuel, that's the law firm, who represents Jay-Z in both of these cases, and who also frequently represents Rock Nation. Okay, so Quinn Emanuel, that's the law firm, but the name of Jay-Z's lawyer that we've seen mentioned in the press has been Alex Spiro. But he works for a firm called Quinn Emanuel. And so does this lady, Marcy Croft, and she's actually named. It's interesting in here because Alex Spiro isn't named as a defendant in this lawsuit. It's just this Marcy Croft and then the whole entire law firm of Quinn Emanuel. Plus, Rock Nation. Interestingly, also, Jay-Z as an individual is not named as a defendant in this lawsuit. It is only Rock Nation. However, you do have this whole paragraph right here that starts with the sentence, quote, and this is from Busby. Rock Nation and Jay-Z are synonymous. So they're the same thing. Jay-Z, Rock Nation, tomato, tomato.
Right.
It says defendant Quinn Emanuel, who represents Jay-Z in both cases and who frequently represents Rock Nation, denied in open court and in the press, denied their involvement in the scheme that I'm describing, and they did that in open court and in the press. They did it in open court under, being sworn in or whatever, and they did it in the press. They denied Jay-Z, Rock Nation had any involvement in the scheme I'm telling you about, Your Honor. That denial was a bold-faced lie. That's what Busby said. The illegal effort described here, which Rock Nation is funding, and defendant Croft and the law firm of Quinn Emanuel is orchestrating, it is intended, this whole scheme, Busby says, is intended to interfere with Busby Law Firm's ability to represent its clients and interfere with our ability to offer pertinent evidence to authorities. And I'm assuming he means law enforcement authorities and FBI. Now, we do have another footnote here. So let's look at footnote. Where did 4 come from? I don't even think I saw 4. I think they might have deleted 4. So just footnote 5 here. Where is it? Okay, there is no footnote 5. Okay, so footnote 4 just reiterates defendant Rock Nation routinely employs the law firm of Quinn Emanuel. Quinn Emanuel is also the law firm representing Jay-Z in the case he filed against the Busby law firm in Los Angeles, as well as a case where Jay-Z was sued by a client of the Busby law firm in New York. Defendant Marcy Croft has a long association with Quinn Emanuel and with Rock Nation. Defendant's scheme, Tony Busby goes on to say, is summarized, and I haven't read this yet. Oh, yeah, this was actually, we've read this before because Tony Busby already put this up somewhere, like on Instagram
again,
or Twitter.
These are court documents.
But he says now in a court filing, which, hit the docket less than 3 hours ago, Busby says defendant's scheme is summarized.
Just so you all can see,
recording.
She is reading from actual court documents because we can know everything that we've talked about and some, right? But it does not matter if it is not in black and white in a court document. What's up, Lonnie? Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm listening.
Quote, what we're trying to do is we're trying to put this thing together for the company we're working for. We could get you paid. You could get money right soon, you know? We gave this kid $1,000 to start yesterday just to get him on the right path. At the end of the day, this is going to go through the courts. Busby is getting sued. Okay, so that's the quote from the transcript. As a part of their scheme, defendants attempted to use the plaintiff herein as a pawn. On behalf of defendant Marcy Croft, two individuals approached this plaintiff. They were pushy. They told him he had to talk to them because they were with the state. They told him that they were putting together a lawsuit on behalf of defendant Marcy Croft and the company she was working for, and that she would assign his case to someone who would get him a lot of money. Oh my gosh. Whew. Thankfully, Busby says, rather than going along with their illegal efforts, the plaintiff recorded them instead. He now files suit for barratry.
So that's what this lawsuit is all over. It's about the goons that we've all talked about, that is all over TikTok, that is all over YouTube. I am going to share this on my community page now. We got 20 minutes into it, even though we've been live for a minute. And I am going to share it. Please go like, sub, all that good shit. And you can finish watching the rest of it, to where I'm not stopping it and going over it. And all right. So it is on my. Oh, there you go. Boom, boom. Okay. Now, what we are going to listen to real quick. So you've heard me talk about a couple different things. So what are the first ones we're going to listen to? And these are all short clips. So these are like 8-10 minutes or 8 to 9 minutes videos. So we can just listen to them. Okay. Let's see. What's this one?
So things are looking good for Beyonce and Jay-Z when it comes to brand associations, as a French publication has spoken about how
Moet, that was the one that it was doing. Okay, so this is a video that you can listen to, and this is going to go over just some of the different things that we've talked to throughout the video, to show that it's not just me saying this.
is currently looking at distancing from Beyonce and Jay-Z because they are embarrassed by them. Hey guys, it's Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. Whilst a wind of change, or rather layoffs, has been blowing through LVMH in recent weeks, it seems that the time for sorting has not only arrived for its employees, but also for the brand within the group's portfolio. If Moet Hennessy, the group's wine and spirits division, has owned 50% of Rock Nation since 2021, a brand created by Jay-Z that distributes his Armand de Brignac champagne and the whiskey of his wife, pop star Beyonce, Sir Davis. This collaboration might actually soon now come to an end. Indeed, the recent accusations of child R-word against the rapper and the damage to his reputation have not been particularly appreciated by the luxury giant. They are not pleased, and they are embarrassed by Beyonce and Jay-Z, which is already embroiled in various troubles and controversies, an inconvenience that could cause problems, as in addition to their respective spirit brands, the couple also serves as ambassadors for Tiffany & Co., and never miss a Louis Vuitton fashion show, and occasionally attend events with the Arnold family. Their presence within the group has reportedly become a point of contention amongst members of the luxury giant, whilst Alexandra Arnold, the son of the Cashmere Wolf, who was recently appointed as the new deputy CEO of the Wine and Spirits division, initiated this partnership. His colleague Jean Jack, who sees it in a much less favorable light. Indeed, he has never hidden his reluctance to associate the group and its image with celebrities, who at a moment's notice could bring it crashing down from its pedestal. Until a consensus is reached, investments in Armand will be suspended. Intriguing. Until a consensus is reached, investments in Armand de Brignac, dubbed Arnac de Brigand, Scam de Brigand by sellers, will be suspended pending a decision regarding whether to maintain or drop charges against Jay-Z, who still benefit from the presumption of innocence. So this is very intriguing, guys. I'm going to read this last paragraph out to you guys because it looks like this is what they are confirming, but they are saying, and I'm going to show it to you as well, until a consensus is reached about whether Jay-Z is innocent or not in regards to this lawsuit being dismissed or whatever, investments in Armand de Brignac, and Armand de Brignac, I believe, is a brand created by Jay-Z that distributes his Armand de Brignac champagne and the whiskey.
Real estate sale in California, it's where it says that they are pausing any further investment into either of their out. Okay, y'all.
Well, listen to this one. This is the same story, different creator. She just breaks it. She breaks it down a little bit better.
In a fire. What is going on with the Carters? Did somebody put some juju on them? Seriously, what's going on? One, you got named in the Sean Diddy Combs case. Because of that, you and Jay-Z insisted on going to the red carpet and basically stepped completely on Blue Ivy's Lion King premiere. Y'all should go see it. It's an actual, she did an amazing job in The Lion King. Then outside of that, with Diddy stuff, then all of a sudden we find out you're selling your private island conveniently. Is it related? We don't know, but it's weird. And then over in France, all of the investigative industry magazine says that there is a civil war going on at LVHM. That is the parent company of about like 80% of the world's luxury brands, also Sephora and most of the wine and spirits of the world. Their wine and spirit, what do you call it, arm of LVHM is Moet and Chandon. Now, Arnault is the guy that runs the luxury brand, right? It's family owned. His son, big fans of Jay-Z and Beyonce, they've worked with them. He really believes in them. He was the one that, of course, with the Ace of Spades, making sure they got all the funding and promotion they needed, and also Sir Davis, that cognac or whiskey or whatever that Beyonce is selling. Well, guess what? The new CEO that has just come into it has said that he thinks that what's going on with the Diddy case is such a bad look that he doesn't want those type of people associated with the brand. I know, that's what I said. But here's the gag. Those type of people, he never wanted them to have a brand. He thought that they were a bad look from the beginning, even before Diddy.
Yep.
I know, it's very coded. So there is now a civil war going on, and the new CEO of Moet and Chandon says that they are pausing any further investment into either of their alcohol brands. That investment means promotion, distribution, anything. This is why Diddy was actually suing Ciroc. You remember that, right? This is how Diddy was, why he was actually suing Ciroc. So
that's what it was. Ciroc. Okay. Because I remember I told you guys, I said there was a lot of, if you all remember, because a lot of people were like, what the fuck is going on? People that weren't following what's going on. They're like, what's going on? Ciroc doesn't want, isn't fucking with it anymore. What is going on? But remember, as I told you all, there were grand jury stuff going on for a while before anybody even realized it. Now, some people were talking about it. I particularly was one of them. A lot of the people that I listened to was one of them. What's up, school? Thank you for the super chat, babe. Woo woo. I'm in the chat. I'm in the chat. Anyway, so what the fuck was I saying? My bad. ADD. A lot of people were like, why are they, why is Ciroc doing him like that? Like I said, you guys, I understand to like us, Jay-Z and P. Diddy are like, oh my God, dude, they're millionaires, they're this, they're that, da 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 da. They ain't shit. Not compared to the people higher than them. Not to the people that's been putting them, they wouldn't be where they're at without their handlers putting them in the position that they're in. Without their handlers cleaning up all of their messes throughout the decades of their bullshit. There are people unalived. There are people's careers that have been ended. There is all kinds of shit that's been going on. And again, if you're a music head, and especially if you're a hip hop music head, you know about all this shit. You know what I mean? You know that this shit's been going on. But let's get back to this. And then we're going to go in and I'm going to show y'all the video of where they selling their island. You tell me that they don't think something's going on? You got an island and you selling it? I wonder why. Things that make you go,
Oh, they have a 50-50 partnership. That is huge money. This might be where the bulk of
Exactly, school. And trust me, like I said, to us, we're like, oh, oh my God, they got, it's Jay-Z. And I did like P. Diddy, Jay-Z, I did like his music. He's got some dope ass fucking lyrics. But I don't give a fuck. I'm good.
their income is coming from. It's a civil war in the
Fernando, what's up, sweetie?
Gone. And on top of that, now you had to evacuate your house because you were forced to leave your $2 million mansion. Y'all, they said the Carters with their 3 children, Blue Ivy and Rumi and Sir. Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir appear to be, I'm sorry, the Carters' home appear to be in danger. They said Beyonce and Jay-Z are under scrutiny at the moment as a 55-year-old rapper whose real name is Sean Corey Carter is facing grave allegations. In addition to this drama, the couple have experienced a double blow as their beloved $200 million mansion is now under threat. Now, mind you, this $200 million mansion, I think it is the most expensive private real estate sale in California. It's where they spent so much money on that mansion, especially considering that California was in a mansion. But listen, I got 200 million. If they like it, they love it. Those are rich people problems I don't know nothing about. They said their mammoth home is located in Paradise Cove, which is currently in the Franklin Fire evacuation warning area as Malibu's raging wildfires continue. You know another thing?
I think that there has been one of the victims that came forward. None of them have really have any victims given their depositions yet. I don't think so. Um, I think some of them have, but I don't think all of them have, and I don't think it's public or anything like that yet. I think there was one victim. Um, a lot of them right now are fighting whether they have to put their names forward or not. That's kind of like what's going on with the victims, except for the 13-year-old victim that decided to do an interview by herself with a news place Friday, which I understand why so many people are like, what the fuck? But you have to understand the trauma of a victim. You have to understand, plus on top of this, what this particular victim, she was 13 when it happened, but she's autistic on top of it. So we'll get into that, and I'm actually gonna play a video that's gonna help me break that down too. Because sometimes y'all, I just can't get shit in the right words, and I don't want to say nothing that's fucked up. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, they stopped giving homeowners insurance to people living in certain fire zones a couple years ago. And of course, certain mudslide zones. I hope Beyonce's and Jay-Z's home are not in those zones because, oof, somebody put some roots on you after all this is happening and y'all got to evacuate the house. Yeah, Fox News reports that 3,000 acres of land were torn through by fire in a 24-hour period.
All right, so that's what's going on with the mansion. So they may lose it because of fires or karma, whatever. Oh, which other one did I want to listen? There's a couple I want to listen here, and then I'm going to go somewhere else. Oh, let's listen to this.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
He is not right.
If you are Sean Diddy Combs, you are quote unquote trying to stay positive for the first Christmas behind bars. Boo effing who? Baby, hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Sean Diddy Combs, you are quote unquote trying to stay positive for the first Christmas behind bars. Boo effing who? Baby.
And one thing that I will say to you all, we will be getting a laptop and all that soon. Well, I have a laptop. I just don't know how to do all the weird the sharing and everything, but Christine we're going to be getting some more equipment soon. And so soon I will be able to do it all nice and fancy and do our reaction videos the way the reaction videos are supposed to be done. Right now, I'm a hood girl, so we doing it the hood way. I got 2 phones. Let's go. It works.
Y'all can try to make us have sympathy for Diddy all you want. We all know he is being Scrooge McDuck and the Grinch that stole Christmas and Ebenezer Scrooge all in one. He probably grinding those roaches up to make his jailhouse manifesto using their little dead carcasses for
She's stupid.
ink, making his manifesto. I'll tell you one thing. Jay-Z better hope, and I'll be live later to talk about this, better hope and pray. Yeah, he better hope and pray that he really wasn't at nothing Diddy had. I know he said we weren't friends, but when do you need friends to participate in a good old-fashioned professional shindig? If you get what I'm saying. But forget all that, right? He better hope that he is telling the truth.
Just so y'all know, that dig was because Jay-Z's lawyers completely threw Pitiful underneath the bus. They threw that motherfucker under the house like the west of the witch from the Wizard of Oz. Like, these clowns actually said that they don't know each other. Like, and what was crazy is, in all honesty, obviously, y'all know around this way, we always with the victims. I'm always going to be for victims. I'm always going to, all of that. But I also am a realist, and I also watch the same interview a lot of other people watch, and I can understand. But then I can understand why people doubt it. But then I also, because I've been through it, and because I understand the psyche of trauma, and I understand how the body works and the memory works, and all of that, because I've had to understand it because I used to drive myself crazy. So I learned about all that, and then be an advocate. His lawyer was doing like his little, I'll beat my chest and I'm gonna show you that I'm the man. I mean, he had a leg to stand on for a minute, and then with one sentence, dude, you let all the air out. You're fucked. You're a flat tire, and I don't believe shit you're talking about. I don't care what good of a lawyer you are. This motherfucker said, and just so you know, P Diddy and fucking Jay Z were just associates, business associates. What? Get the fuck out of here, stupid. You know what I mean? Like, are you fucking kidding me? These motherfuckers have been going back since they nuts barely dropped. Like, they've been friends for a long time, dude. And they're both fucking weird. These lawyers are so stupid. They're business associates. Okay.
Cause they said, or actually, you better hope Diddy don't got no proof. You think he got a handwritten note? Sprint swim. Which was
Wait, what happened? Crazy? When did all that happen?
innocent. You think Jay-Z wrote probably some Killian. Sprints with some Killian. Talking about his version to Diddy. Anyway, they said Diddy's trying to stay positive for the first Christmas behind bars. Details of his holiday meal and more. On the morning of November 22nd, Sean Diddy Combs entered a New York City courtroom for a pre-trial hearing. Wearing prison khakis, the rapper's face lit up when he spotted his family member seated in the second row. Oh, shut up, Diddy, says an eyewitness. Why would they light up? Since according to the prosecution, you were sneaking secret phone calls to them and talking to everybody with your legs kicked up, about to go to the commissary and yelling at Justin and Quincy and whoever to get on the bag and keep rehabilitating your image. They said, led by his mom, Janice Combs, 6 of his 7 children had arrived a few minutes earlier and were sitting together, and they were holding hands when their dad appeared. He smiled, he waved, he blew them kisses and mouthed, I love you to them. I wish I had been there. I'd have been to the bailiff, turn myself around and make him face the court. Up here acting like he had the BET Awards all over again, blowing kisses into the audience. Turn yourself around and take your punishment. He appeared to be in good spirits.
So dramatically, she is going over there. So there is people that tweet from the court. You're not allowed any cameras or anything like that. But every time he has court, Oh, excuse me, y'all. There is somebody that goes and tweets everything that's going on. So that's what she's
in good spirits.
because no cameras are allowed.
That only lasted a second. Not for long. 5 days later, Diddy's request for bail was denied for a third time. He spent Thanksgiving behind bars and is now set to celebrate Christmas while incarcerated in the MDC. The rapper, 55, was arrested and indicted on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Y'all know this. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they said since his arrest, more than 20 civil suits have been filed against him, and he was denied all charges. All right. Let's get into. However, this year, and I don't know why, I feel like this was written by his PR people. Read the room. We want him to suffer. We don't want him to have cake or ice
100%, Greg.
Especially no ice cream. We want him to sit there.
He's a clown. He's a clown. And listen, I'm sorry, but Jay, in my eyes, is the same exact way. You know what I mean? They're both clowns. They think they can manipulate and, you know what I mean, finesse and you know, I'm no, nope, negative Nancy. No, they both full of shit. And them and many others around them, because just like I will say, Epstein wasn't the only person. R. Kelly wasn't. All these people that, whatever, they're really just the fall people because there's elites and there's higher ups that are their handlers are way bigger than them. And so there'll always be the fall people. They've groomed people to take their positions, right? You know what I mean? It's just it's an endless cycle of fucked upness, and unfortunately, I know it very well.
He has done. They said this year will be a Christmas unlike any other for Diddy, one marked by loneliness and without his usual luxuries. You mean his free calls? You mean the tyranny of evil men? He's trying to stay popular.
Crazy. Do you know how to email, sweetie, or your wife? Email me and I'll get my number to you.
Positive, says a source in the latest Us Weekly.
And I'll see what I can do to help.
Story. In years past, the Sean John founder has been surrounded by famous friends and loved ones, including his mother and children. Was Jay-Z there? Oh yeah, that's right. He's not a friend.
Right. Because your brother threw you under the bus. But I'm like, for what? Because he knows that he was standing next to him in some of this. Now, I'm not gonna say all of it. Maybe not. Maybe not, I don't know. But I do believe that I definitely believe, and I'll stand on this hill and what they say, die on it. You know what I mean? I do believe he's guilty as well.
Well, especially
and yeah, I do believe with children.
Father, I agree, but you know how I know this is written by Diddy's PR team, or at least source? Because the holidays will be especially hard for the family without their father. What about their mother?
Right.
But whatever.
Right.
My business.
Yeah, their mother that had pneumonia all of a sudden. Yeah, like everybody else that caught pneumonia. All of a sudden. Yeah. The mother that.
Balls at the NBC aren't very.
She didn't die from pneumonia.
Year. There are no decorations, says a federal prison consultant, Sam Mangle, noting that contraband or anything with sharp edges or pins.
Excuse me. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, please. Thank you.
Are prohibited at the facility. Now, visitors are welcome on the holidays. See, you can go see your daddy on the holidays. It's okay, baby love. Somebody dress baby love up as a reindeer and take her to see Diddy. I think that will cheer him up. But the stays are brief. He says they usually last 30 minutes to an hour and are limited to the 4 people at a time. That's fine. As a matter of fact, everybody go one at a time. And that way Diddy can have fun all Christmas Day. He got 11 kids. If they all stay for an hour, that's like what? At least 10 hours? How many kids that man got? 7 kids? That means that's 7 hours. That's your whole day. If you sleep in late, they open a gift. They get over to you. You send baby love in first, just like a reindeer with her mama, who seems to be the new Kim Porter, but without the prestige and money, but all the misery that is dating Diddy. Baby love going first. Then you got Champ. She live in NYU. Then you can send in the twins one at a time, so they each get an hour. Then you send in Justin, Christian, and what's his name, Quincy. And then you top off your day by ruining Mark Agnafilio's Christmas. Yana, my client requests a meeting for Christmas. Yana, that's your whole day. Go to sleep, Diddy. Go to sleep.
Lonnie, I don't think it'll be Biden that does it. I think and at this point, I'm starting to believe that I don't think Trump's going to do it either. But I do believe if anybody was going to pardon him, I believe Trump would. Whether you all want to admit this or not, he's been around Trump since he was a young man, first in the game. So just saying. And you don't have to believe me. There's plenty of proof out there. Pictures are a beautiful thing.
Phone
Videos are even better.
Yana, my client requests a meeting for Christmas. Yana, that's your whole day. Go to sleep, Diddy. Go to sleep. Phone calls are capped at 15 minutes. Not for Diddy. He was walling out. That's why he's still behind bars. Diddy was buying everybody's minutes. When the family leaves, inmates become very solemn. It becomes very depressing. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine spending Christmas in jail. That must be such a sad, sad feeling. And we're not going to talk about the people that are unfairly jailed because my heart goes out to them.
Right. All the innocent people that are sitting in jail that shouldn't be sitting in jail, shut the fuck up, dummy.
Justly jail. We talking about Diddy. Anyway, right? Diddy had a chance to. I'm so sorry for this mofo. Diddy had a chance to get out of there. He really did, and it was close. And at the end of the day, the only reason he's still there is because he wouldn't stop being an egomaniac, thinking he was above the rules. Anyway, former inmate Brad Ross, who spent time in the MDC between 2008 and 2009, now works as a mentor assisting criminal defendants and their families. He tells us that Christmas was especially tough on fathers with young kids at home. Brad says,
all right, so this video is basically just about
y'all, Tony.
That video was just about he's not going to get any special privileges. That was something else that they asked for in court today. So then they said no, ain't going to happen. You don't get special privileges. So that's what that is.
Busby is back in action. He put his margarita down. He was refreshed from his vacation. He is now so.
There you go. All right. This video that I'm about to play, I just posted it on my community page.
Quinn Emanuel, one of the biggest law firms in New York, and Alex Spiro's law firm, and also Marcy Croft.
This is just a quick summons of the lawsuit that we listened to earlier, and then I'll probably listen to something else, and then I'm going to jump off in a minute.
For obstruction of justice, but more importantly, imitating a public official and violating various state laws. Y'all, this is heating up. I know, listen, I have my doubts about Busby, but he is getting it in. Listen to the statement he posted because it is a lot. I hope you sitting down. Today, the Busby law firm filed suit against Rock Nation and lawyers for Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel for violations of various state laws, including Barratry. Is that supposed to be battery? I'm going to have to Google that. Barratry. We're going to Google it. And impersonation of public officials. The case was brought on behalf of a former client of the firm who was illegally solicited by agents working on behalf of the defendants. These agents pretended to be working for the state of Texas and offered the former client money to sue Busby law firm. This illegal conduct has happened more than 24 times to date and has resulted in 2 utterly frivolous cases against the firm. The lawsuit filed today alleges that the defendant's conspiracy is intended to obstruct justice and prevent the Busby law firm from pursuing cases related to the Diddy litigation in New York. The conduct isn't just alleged, it was caught on tape.
You
Defendant
heard?
Croft, who described herself on social media as part of
I mean, but shit, he likes dudes, so some say he's in the place he right where he wants to be. How you doing, sweetie?
it's orchestrating the conspiracy along with assistance.
Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up and subs if you have not.
You can see from the screenshot, Emmanuel and Rock Nation have a long working history. The suit alleges defendant Rock Nation is financing the illegal effort. Yo, this is huge. If he can prove even a fraction of this, yo, they literally poked a bear. If any of this is true, ooh. Plus, since it was over state lines, he can bring this up in Texas. Tony, Alex Farrell may run New York and Los Angeles. Tony Busby runs Texas legally, you know? As set forth in the lawsuit earlier this week, agents acting on Cross' behalf again were caught on tape soliciting and offering money up to $10,000 to former clients.
You know what's funny though? I didn't know this till today. So Jay-Z's law firm is also representing the mayor. Y'all remember the mayor got indicted for some shit too, right? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Well, it's just weird, right? Well, I mean, I guess I guess it's gonna happen. You're a powerhouse law firm because Diddy's lawyer, him and his wife, um, his he represents Diddy and his wife represents the dude that the oh boy that did the pow pow on the health person, the CEO. Fuck, I can get it out. Dude. Yep. Yes, sir. Found that out today too.
Of the Busby law firm to convince them to file a frivolous case against the Busby law firm. These folks have now stooped to a new low to try and intimidate the lawyers of the Busby law firm. These these folks have stooped to a new low to try and intimidate the lawyers of the Busby law firm from doing their important work. They now are contacting clients and former clients and actually offering the money to sue me.
Stupid.
This conduct was specifically targeted.
How you gonna be such a powerhouse lawyer? Like I've heard so many people, Summer, you just don't know. This dude is the man. Blah blah blah. Well, then why is his law firm making stupid, messy ass decisions, mistakes? Again, I promise y'all, when I get done with this, I'm gonna look and show y'all this video of these goons. They look like some, you know how like all the mob movies, and I do believe there was some little movie, Grandpas or something like that, that came out that kind of poked at this a little bit, but was like all the old mobsters and shit turned out to be grandpas. They look like fucking grandpas. I think I heard something that Trump would pardon Adams yesterday. It won't shock me, but we'll see. We'll see. This shit's dude. It's New York is dirty.
It at my firm as we would not pursue cases related to the Diddy litigation. Let me be clear. We will not be bullied or intimidated. The defendants this time overstepped, got sloppy, and stupidly caught at their illegal scheme on tape. We have reported this conduct to the authorities and intend to cooperate with the authorities to ensure all involved are prosecuted to the full extent under Texas law. Y'all, this is huge. And this is the thing. Quinn Emanuel and Alex Barrett kept pushing for everything to be litigated in a public manner and also in the state of New York and in federal court in New York. No, not so fast. Busby seems to have got them. If what he is alleging in this lawsuit is true, and also remember how they were like, if this happened, you should report it to the authorities. Wouldn't you say?
All right, Lonnie.
Yeah,
I'll see you soon, sweetie.
Guess what? I did report it to the authorities. You have overstepped. You have gotten sloppy. Y'all, is this why Tony Busby was being so quiet?
Sloppy.
Is this why Tony Busby was literally...
That's exactly why he was being quiet. Because listen, Jay-Z's lawyers was doing the most, really. They held their own press conference, did a PowerPoint, and all this shit where, okay, I get where you could place doubt in people's head until he said, oh, by the way, me and Diddy ain't nothing but business associates. The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, really? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Anyway, but everybody in TikTok world, everybody in YouTube world was like, what the fuck? Where's Buzz? Why ain't he clapping back? Why ain't he saying something? Buzz said, listen, I am on the beach. I am drinking my margaritas. I will deal with these fools when I get back. Woke up today, baby. Buzz said, let me slap the shit out of you real quick with a couple lawsuits. Dude, this shit. Good Lord.
On vacation. Yo, I feel like I'm in an episode of Memento.
Right.
Literally backtracking on every...
We are watching so many Netflix specials play out right now. Like, this shit's y'all, this shit. I'm not laughing at like I'm laughing because of the insanity, right? Did you already talk about the guy who is gonna flip on getting what?
Everything we thought was happening, crafted by the narrative that Jay-Z's lawyer Alex Sparrow put out.
Right.
Remember when Tony Busby was sitting there on vacation and I was like, Busby, they destroying your client. What you doing? And he literally posted on his Instagram stories him chilling in Mexico in a private dining area being serenaded by mariachi singers singing New York to New York. Start spreading the news. He said, I want to be. He literally was belting it out with them. This is why. Because he already knew he had something for their ASSs. He already knew. You think you're going to drag me? Guess what? We're going toe to toe. You guys, it cannot be understated how bad this is for Quinn Emanuel. And it is...
No, I'm going to play that video next, Shelly.
Going to be tried in a jurisdiction where they don't run the town. Tony Busby is saying he's about to show these big...
Oh yeah, listen, that's the funny thing about Buzz. He's gangster with it, like for real. Like he's a troll. Because they was clowning him, like everybody was clowning him. And I was just like, I didn't say a whole lot because I understand, and I argued with somebody last night about this. Oh, I understand how trauma works. I understand how people that have gone through things, and I just get it. Like I've seen it, I've dealt with it, I've done it myself. But they was dragging him. And he's kind of a troll because he did send a nice little message of them singing New York, New York. So, and then he woke up today and slapped him with a bunch of fucking lawsuits. So, I mean, that's kind of G. I'm just saying. He said, you got the right one, motherfucker. I don't care about you being from New York. I don't give a fuck about you being Jay-Z, motherfucker. I'm Buzzy from Texas. Fuck with me. I keep telling y'all, New York ain't the only crazy motherfuckers in this world. I promise you.
What it do down in...
Those of us in the South, we cut from a whole different cloth. We ain't wired right. All that heat.
Texas. Y'all, this is huge. Again, he even posted a screenshot. Marcy Bryan Croft. She said, amazing work. We're proud to be a small part of this great team. Thank you, Rock Nation and Team Rock, for all that you do.
Listen, and when you're so cocky with it and you know that your evidence will stand because you know what you're doing, you don't even give a fuck about showing them what evidence you got. Stupid dummies. I can't.
Y'all.
So that means the night that he posted all this, nobody else really understood what was going on. And see, this is like, technically, I've never doxed anybody. But what I have done is I'll let a bitch know when you piss me off, stop playing with me. Because, if you say something and only that person understands what you're saying, that's the biggest fuck you ever. Because you got it, that person has to sit on that. So he made this post, right? They know the people that he just put through a lawsuit on, which was JC's people, they know they had these investigators out there. They know they had this shady ass little lawyer chick doing what she's doing. And Buzz is like, well, yeah, not only do I know what y'all doing, but I can prove what y'all been doing. And I don't care how far back you think you're gonna pull back away from all this. No, you can't say you're not a part of Rock Nation. Baby, you was hashtagging Team Rock, this, that, woo, woo, woo. And he posted the screenshot of that. And then he went back to his vacation. Like, you gotta respect that. I gotta respect it. Let a motherfucker know I'm going to get you, motherfucker. But let him sit on it for a few minutes.
He has the motive. He has their opportunity.
Jay-Z.
And he has put them at the scene of the
Jonathan.
crime. Tony Busby, yo, now this is a Wednesday surprise. And this is something no one saw coming. And this is something that they cannot deny.
Well, they can deny whatever they want. This fool sat here in a press conference that they decided to throw on with their little fancy PowerPoint. I'm gonna keep saying that. They totally threw Jay-Z. They throw fucking Pitiful Pity underneath the bus. It's like, I don't know him. Motherfucker, not only do you know him, I strongly believe you abused people together.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Yo. Ooh, they overstepped. Yes, they got sloppy. And Tony Busby. What y'all think about this? What do y'all think about
the egos, right? You hear me? Listen, listen. We see egos, right? But I can promise you, the egos that we may have around us in our lives, or we encounter, or whatever, ain't got shit on these egos, because there's levels to everything, baby. I can promise you that. Um, and their egos, and this is what usually trips people like these people up, is their egos and their cockiness, and they've gotten away with it because, you know what I'm saying, they think they're doing, this is the problem. They have thought for so long that they're the ones that are doing all of this. Motherfucker, you ain't doing shit. You doing what they allow you to do. Understand that. That's first and foremost. And so when they, and I'm talking about these higher people that most of you probably will never even hear their names, when they decide to pick you up and lift you up, and you're going to be the fall person, you will be the fall person for whatever shit they, you know what I'm saying, and they're going to clean your messes up. Oh, you got some bodies here, okay, we'll clean this shit up. You done fucking raped some people over here, okay, we'll clean this shit up too. You know what I'm saying? But then there's going to come a point where they're done with you. I know men like to refer like, oh, well, women get to a certain age, they just ain't. Well, guess what, honey? Same goes for you. When they're done with you, they're done with you. And all of the police reports they made away, all the bodies they've made go away, all the, you know what I'm saying? And listen, anybody on the streets and anybody that is a hip hop head have definitely heard that Jay-Z and B Diddy both work with the feds. So let's not even act like that ain't nobody heard that before, because liar. You know what I mean? I mean, for people that call themselves hip hop heads. So again, these two have been allowed, and not only these two, R. Kelly, all, and not even. I mean, there's so much more people, and what sucks is we are all like, okay, finally, save the children, protect the children. We're gonna find out who all these people are. You know what's even sadder is back in the time when they were at their prime doing most of the stuff that they were doing. Do you all know how big the pimp culture in everybody's language and households and everything was? Like every song, every outfit, every slogan, everything. You know how many children that were groomed because of that? And it still goes on. The pimp culture is so thick that I promise y'all, you ain't gonna understand it unless you've been through it. or you study it and understand it. Because even people that in it don't understand it sometimes. And then when I say the pimp culture, I'm not just talking about the pimp and the hoe. That's not what I'm just talking about. I'm talking about big pharma's pimp culture. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, CEOs, big pimp culture. I'm talking about how Nike has a pimp culture. Everybody has a pimp culture, whether you realize it or not. That's why you run out this motherfucker and go stand in lines to go buy shit. This is why you want to wear certain brands. This is, you don't realize it, but you were groomed. You think that that's what you like, but you was groomed to make that decision, whether you realize that or not. Those are facts. So, and all the people that are attached to this, there's going to be people that you're never going to see. They're never going to get held responsible. They're never going to get in trouble. I believe wholeheartedly Epstein was yeeted because he was so cocky he thought he could outdo his handlers. And they showed him exactly who the fuck they are. And I'll be honest, I unless P. Diddy takes a plea deal and like just bows out, I don't think he's gonna make it to court case, to trial. That's just my opinion. And well, anybody else that gets wrapped up in it, if they think they're too cocky, okay. And if they start talking, see, this is the double-edged sword. You're never going to win. When you make a deal with the devil, you don't win. And the devil comes and collect, and so does God. So always understand that. Understand that. You're not going to win. They can sit there, and I remember me and my husband was watching the documentary, and it showed one of Epstein's interviews. And he's sitting at the interview, and you guys may recollect this when I talk about it. Um, and then we're going to listen to one more video, and then I'm going to be done for the day. Anyway, what was the fucking, hold on, wait a second. I forgot because I went to go look for the video. What the fuck was I just talking about? I don't know. We'll listen to this video, and then I'll say what I was going to say. I forgot. Too much shit. Found it by Jay-Z. Fuck. I just left my brain. Okay, so this video we're going to listen to, and then if I remember, I'll get back into what I was saying. But the video that we're going to listen to, okay, so if y'all remember, there was this white boy that was locked up and caught at the airplane when the day that all the indictments went out. P. Diddy and his twin daughters and this dude that got arrested for drugs was all at the airport. There was going to go on the private plane. See, talking too much about this shit now. My brain's starting to get like mush. My bad, y'all. But anyway, that's why I have to do it in like levels. Anyway, he got popped with a bunch of shit. Rumor has it that one of P. Diddy's handlers, which is this chick, she's kind of like the Maxwell of, and I can't remember her name right now, but she is like the Maxwell to Epstein, right? She's P. Diddy's Maxwell. So, so that lady had her and this white dude, and I forget his name. She'll say it here in a minute because we're gonna listen to the video. They would carry pouches around. And in those pouches, they would have all kinds of sorts of drugs. They would have all kinds of different things that Diddy would want. And at any point in time, you had to have that stuff on you. And I'm sure they partied as well. Anyway, so oh boy got popped at the air. They were all going to get on the private plane. The Fed scooped him up and took him in because he had a pouch of drugs on him. Well, what do you think happened? The Feds done got him in. He went and did a little drug rehabilitation program, and now all of a sudden charges are dropped. Why you think charges are dropped? Why you think charges is dropped? Well, I would probably say that he's going to testify. And now there will be a clause in those deals. Anybody that's been in the system already knows you can make a deal with them all day long, but if you don't do your part, you don't get your part. So he's going to have to testify in a court of law for whatever deal that he made to go in effect. That's just the way it works. Feds ain't never giving you nothing without getting theirs first. Please know that. But anyway, so this is the video that we're going to watch. And then after that, I've got to jump off here. I'm going to take a shower and get ready for work.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Diddy
Oh yeah, they want the big fish. And again, also, and I'm gonna say this is not just a sex trafficking case. This is a or minors type of thing. This is also a RICO case. There is bodies. There is more bodies than I don't even know what to tell y'all. There's so many allegedly bodies around these two men specifically and that's what makes them a little bit different, because a lot of people, there has been some sex trafficking cases. There's two brothers up there, real estate brothers or whatever. They've also just been charged. There was an old guy, Amber Connor and Fitch. He's been charged. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't understand why the fuck. It's got to be because of race. It's got to be because of race. They're not giving bail to P. Diddy and all this other shit because, he's a black man. Actually, it's not. And listen, there are plenty of times that especially black and brown people get treated differently in a courtroom. But in this particular case, um, he's not just charged with trafficking like a lot of these people that I just named are. He's charged with RICO. He's charged with all kinds of different shit. And not only that, he has also actively went for the victims. That's why NYPD, that's why the feds picked him up early instead of allowing him to turn himself in. So there's a lot of different elements that are, and again, his handlers that I was telling y'all about, they said, we done with you. They can have you now. That's really what's happening. They're going to place someone else into their seats and it's going to never end. But the more we can educate people about shit like this, the less maybe people like this will get away with. Because I don't fight and I don't speak from a place of, oh, I want this all to end. Nah, because it's not never going to. It's just not. It's unfortunately, it's not. But we can make people aware of what's going on, and we can protect the children that are around us and educate them.
The pressure is getting worse, and everybody thought that you thought was friend, and some foes are now lining up to be witnesses, y'all. If you guys don't know,
Brendan, that's his name.
Big Mule has completed his diversion program. He is now a free man. But baby, the streets are saying we will see Brendan very, very shortly because he is one of the people testifying against Diddy. If you guys don't know, in Little Rod's lawsuit, they said it was lies. They said,
woo!
Here's the funny thing. They said it was lies.
Let's go.
They said Diddy didn't do Tucci, didn't have somebody carrying a little happy sack or whatever you call it, fanny pack, with his rugs around. They said that all this stuff that we know now is 100% true. They said it was all lies, innuendo, the ravings of a madman. Little Rod was mad. He couldn't shake Diddy down for 50,000, right? Well, now cut to a year later, and everybody knows that Diddy is a raving lunatic that was allowed to grape and pillage villages with a band of loyal helpers. Okay, right? So anyway, Brandon was the one that when they got raided, they found the happy sack with that mess on him. Okay?
Yep.
Again, Diddy was probably mad that weekend. Oh, they took his weekend stash. Anyway, right? So Brendan got arrested and he got federal charges. Now some people are like, Tisa, don't you know that's nothing but a minor charge. He gonna be out. And I said, do you honestly think that the feds have you on charges that can potentially send you away for at least 3 to 4 years, and you are literally someone that can testify against your crime boss in a RICO case, and you really think they're putting that mug in a diversion program? Please. Anyway, Brendan was put in a diversion program, and a lot of people say that he is snitching. He will testify against Diddy. Of course he will. If the feds put anybody on that stand, they're going to testify. The only person foolish enough not to, my money, is on Kalina, because we saw her on that interview. Then again, Kalina might tell the truth too. Maybe that's why she was looking so wobbly on that interview. She needed a little help to get on. To get to the testimony that Diddy probably pre-wrote. Anyway, let's talk about Brendan. Brendan is out of his diversion program. Let's let you know the feds are probably very, 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 very happy with Brendan. Y'all, listen. Congratulations, Brendan.
Because you know what? A witness that has went through drug rehabilitation, and a witness that'll test negative, and a witness that'll take his ass up there and go against what? Because he has a RICO charge. There's been lots of conversations, if you have your ears to the streets, that Diddy ain't just moving victims in that plane. Those planes. Just saying. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. You know, I ain't nobody.
For doing your time, let's take a look at what they are talking about. One second. Okay, this is directly from the Hollywood Reporter, who, by the way, is doing their thing. Shout out to Kevin Dolan. He said Sean Diddy Combs' alleged rug mule sees charges in the airport, bus dropped. Baby, if they drop charges, that means he gave them something good, right. Something they could feel. Maybe, listen, what's that? Brendan Paul, whose arrest earlier this year called further attention to the rap mogul's lifestyle, completed a diversion program designed for first-time offenders. They said all charges filed against the former Syracuse University basketball.
Now, do you know how we always talk about, and I believe on panel yesterday, me and Hank was talking about this, over at the People's Podcast. If you have not went over and subbed, please go and sub. It's a fun, crazy, insane, wonderful panel that we all hang out at. And so if you can't find me here, you can find me there. But anyway, so we talk a lot. Eli is the guy that runs the panel, and he's an auditor. So obviously we talk a lot of stuff about laws and different shit like that. And we were talking about how when people are not educated in their law. Now, this young man, yes, it was a federal charge, but this was his first offense. You know what I mean? So, like, if he was educated in his laws and he understood everything, then he knows he could just have took that shit to the chin and been all right. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, he got it popped on. He got it caught on him, whatever, right? But in all honesty, if he knew his laws and shit like that, and he knew the time and shit and what the consequences that could hold to it, and he knew what he was doing, then he probably wouldn't have had to turn around and snitch. He probably wouldn't have had to, whatever. He could have went to a rehab program and, maybe did 6 months. You know what I mean? Maybe. A lot of places, though, especially nowadays, is big on recovery. So this is his first offense. The kid's never been in trouble. He's, you know what I mean? So, but that's why you got to know the laws. This is why you need to understand, because when they get them bracelets on you that don't nobody like to wear, and they get you in a room and they start talking their shit, they're going to talk a whole lot of shit, and they're going to say, we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do that. And if you don't know your laws, well, you might end up fucked. So, educate yourself. Especially if you're going to be out here breaking laws. I mean, I prefer you not to break laws, by the way, because we ain't got to live like that no more. But you should always educate yourself.
Associate of Sean Diddy Combs, who was accused of running rugs for the mogul, were dismissed on Tuesday after he completed a pre-trial diversion program. Baby, this was a listen, this is how the feds helped him for snitching on Diddy. It's a pre-trial diversion, so you never have to go to trial. You won't have anything guilty on your record. I think they might even remove your record so it doesn't even say that you got arrested.
Yeah,
Brendan Paul was arrested March 25th at the Miami Opa-locka, I don't know, executive airport after authorities discovered narcos in his luggage.
That's why it's federal.
He was arrested on felony charges of possession of suspected coca and possession of suspected marijuana candy. Let's also not forget that Little Rod in his lawsuit said that Diddy loved
and see, that's a lawsuit a lot of people have almost not forgotten about, but barely talk about. Little Rod, like, if you got time and you ain't doing shit, go put his name in YouTube and go listen to some of that shit. Because, honey, it all started with Little Rod and Cassie.
Coca-laced marijuana candy, right? I wonder if they had any pink Coca-Cola in there anyway. They said Mr. Paul's case was formally dismissed today in its entirety. Prosecutors were initially only pursuing the coca charge, but as part of a plea deal, again, plea deal, typically offered to.
There it is, plea deal. That's the magic word.
First-time drug offenders. Again, I know it's typically offered, but not when your boss is a RICO kingpin. On top of that, he had to offer something to get out, okay?
Yep.
Brendan Paul began a 6-month pretrial diversion.
Plea deals work. I'm gonna give you something. You know what I mean? It's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street.
Program on Tuesday, the former Orange man completed the course. Voter records indicate that all the requirements Brenda Paul needed to complete have been met. Brendan, can we know what those requirements are? I know Diddy is sick. I know Diddy is upset. First, Jay-Z said he don't know him, right? And on top of this, the man that was literally at every party, because remember how Little Rod said that Brendan was in charge of making sure that Diddy had what he needed and made sure that Diddy was in the zone the whole time? That means Brendan was probably sitting there disgusted, bunk in the air, right? Just sitting there disgusted, watching Diddy's booty walk by. Diddy look like he just be walking around like with nothing on but some like crew socks, right? And you just gotta sit there and like watch it. I know, and the thing is, Brendan used to be a successful basketball player, but Diddy promised him that he could be a producer, and he ain't turned into nothing but his rug mule. Keep it literally dropping edible gummies because Diddy's feeling yummy in Diddy's mouth while he literally watching all the disgustingness go down. Now get this. The Hollywood Reporter also points out the amended version of the civil lawsuit filed in New York Federal District Court by Little Rod. He was referred to by Diddy as the mule. Now, as Diddy and everybody else associated with that case moves forward, let's also not forget the way they tried to destroy Little Rod and say that it was all lies.
Yep.
You're a rug mule. They even tried to tell us that Diddy didn't even use rugs. Yep. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
Listen, the complaint is filed with lurid details from Rodney Jones's 18 months spent alone.
It wasn't until Cassie's apology video that he deleted, which was ridiculous, that he finally started admitting around then that he was doing drugs.
By Diddy, and launched wild speculation around Diddy's lifestyle and secret peacock parties. We now see his complaint states that Brendan procured, transported, and distributed ecstasy, coca, GHB, Special K, Mary Jane, mushrooms, and Tucci by packing these substances in their carry-on luggage and going through TSA. The civil suit also said that Brendan Paul was required to carry Diddy's firearm on their person whenever they went out. And is that his new Cassie? And that he was also tasked with producing blank workers for the now jailed rapper. That was
now, if you remember anything, I'm gonna go to another case. If you remember back when him and J-Lo were at that nightclub, right? And there was that shooting. Y'all remember that? He shot that lady in the face. Sheen, or I forget what, oh boy, but he took the blame for all of it. Went to prison and all of it, right? Who'd he give the gun to that night? Allegedly. J-Lo.
Rod had to get sex workers, negotiating their rates and assuring they were paid by Diddy. His arrest in March came the same day authorities searched Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami. He was arrested on September 16th and was charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. He's currently being held. Y'all, you know what? What y'all think? Y'all think Brendan snitched? Of course he snitched. And as well he should have. What?
So, that's the updates for today, everybody. Oh, you're good, Christine. I'm actually going to wrap it up. We've been on for a little bit. I just want to kind of go over some things and update everybody on some stuff. There's a lot of shit going on, so I'm going to try to do some more lives sometime this week. I'm not feeling the best right now, and I'm working still, so I'm pushing through. But hopefully we will get some. I'm sure, not hopefully, because I'm waiting on the response from Jay-Z and them's team from the shit that Buzzy filed today. So I'm sure within the next couple days we will be back on and be talking about more stuff. What's crazy about this is there's so much that happens. If I don't go live every single day, you miss something, but I can't go live every day. So I just try to update you guys on things that I think is important to hear. Tessa Tells is who we just got done listening to. I shared one of her things on my community page. Please go like and subscribe. Same thing with the other young lady with the court documents. Definitely want to give them the shout outs for that. Go like, sub, and all that good shit. Otherwise, I will see y'all later. We will talk soon. Keep your head on a swivel and go do your own research. Everything you've heard from here today or anywhere that you hear things, please go and look and verify shit for yourself. And there are, if you become a member, there are court documents in our members only. So you can go over some of the different court documents. So, all right, talk to y'all later. Holler. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. But you know how we do it. If you're going to be the problem, be the whole fucking problem.